Somebody help her. And then, to be continued, the podcast featuring us, the Brandons.
What up, though? What up, though?
So just to give y'all a little bit of background, so the B in to be continued is capitalized because the B stands for Brandon and the E stands for Ebrandon, which is my government name. So now y'all know something about me. That's y'all first little tidbit about me, Ebrandon.
Where does that
name
come from? I know I probably
and,
asked
people,
you 1,000,001 times.
And people ask me that all the time. Where's that come from? And I'm always completely honest with people. I don't truly know. Like, no one has told me like the real answer behind that. However, I have come to terms that it's probably something to do with the fact that my father's name is Edwin. So, so Ebrandon, Edwin. I don't know, but that's just my speculation. And family, if y'all are listening to this, if you have a real explanation, let me know, and then I'll come back and retell the story for you. Yes, absolutely, I sure will.
That's it.
So yeah, so
our first to be continued story is the origin of Ebrandon.
Ebrandon. I'm originally from Newport News, Virginia. Shout out Bad News 757. We out here. Born and raised, went to school my whole life down there. Grew up in not so great neighborhood. It was okay for the time. It wasn't the best, but we made do with what we had, right? As most black families do, because the white man is always trying to keep us down. But to be continued. See what I did there?
I see.
Yeah. So came down to Greensboro, North Carolina in 2009 when I came to North Carolina Agricultural and Technical State University, the illustrious, the one and only A&T.
Speak it. I'm going to have to do the same. So listeners, be prepared. I'm going to have to introduce the same.
And trust me, just because we went to the same place doesn't mean that we can't open differently, because guess what? We're just that versatile. Anyway, we're here.
Right.
The first step is to begin.
This is it.
And this is it.
Trial run. The
waiting is over. I don't own no rights to that song, so please don't. Please don't. Well, it's not the real song, so there ain't no copyright on that. Loophole. Anyway.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Went to North Carolina A&T. Started out as computer science major. You know what? I originally was rejected from A&T. Like, the first time I applied, I had the SAT score, but because I was out of state, the GPA requirement was a 2.85. Oh. And they rejected me because I had a 2.84 GPA. And so at one point, it was just like, fuck A&T. I'm going to just go. You know where I was going to go? Tuskegee. Do you know how far away Tuskegee is from Newport News, Virginia?
Right.
It's about 14 hours and some change driving. Woo. So one day A&T sent me a reconsideration letter, and I was excited, and it was a wrap from there. My first choice was Morehouse. I did get in there, and I was questioning myself, like, how did I get into Morehouse, but I didn't get into A&T? Like, that's crazy. But I couldn't afford to go to Morehouse at the time. Like, I still can't afford to go to Morehouse. Morehouse is a wonderful institution, and I would not trade my experience at North Carolina A&T for anything.
Right.
As you will come to find out, possibly in these upcoming sessions, because we got stories. We got stories for your ass. Okay, yeah. Went to A&T. You name it, I was doing it. I was involved. I worked at the student union. I was involved with student activities. I was a basketball manager for like 4.5 years. I was an OSL. I was an Aggie ambassador. I was a little bit of everything. Like, you name it. I was a multicultural student leader. Shout out Mr. Spates. I did a lot. I started an organization. And you know what? I'm talking about this, and I don't have none of this shit on my resume because that was like during college. Like, is that still important? Should I include that on my resume?
I usually include it in the education piece underneath. Like I tell where I graduated from, but then I mention the things I was in. I mean, I don't think I've ever taken it off. I guess that's something we should check. Tajane,
okay,
business.
Okay, oh girl, Taj, girl, if you listening to this, we gonna get you on the show.
Okay,
one day.
I can look.
You don't necessarily
listen.
We don't necessarily got to. You don't necessarily got to be here, because it's a podcast, so you can just record yourself, and we can just record at the same time.
Look, that's it.
Just call us. We can be on FaceTime, honey child. We got you.
All right, so I just want to give a shout out to her website and her Instagram. That's Brilliance by Tajane. Look, her Instagram bio is everything. PhD loading. She's a writer and an editor. Certified notary public. She works with digital content. She gets your resumes together.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bad fucking bitch. Okay.
Look.
That is what that says to me.
Check her out.
Come on.
She knows branding. She brands herself well.
Okay.
And she can help you.
Hey, look, she edited my resume, and I ain't gonna lie. Once she did my resume, I started getting a lot of like callbacks and stuff. You know, please, you know what? I'm just gonna let y'all know that we cuss.
Ooh.
Yeah, we cuss.
Right.
So just bear with us.
Disclaimer.
Please,
explicit E.
And you know, if that's an issue for you, you know, just leave us a comment or send us a message, and we'll do what we can. We'll do what we can to try to mitigate your request. Absolutely. So, shout out Tajane. Met a lot of great people while I was at A&T. You know, I met Brandon while I was at A&T. I met another Brandon while I was at A&T.
Right.
So we're like the three Brandons. And then met one of my best friends, Gabrielle Stewart. Shout out Sincerely Gabby.
Hey, Gabby girl.
Yes, she just left. My birthday was yesterday, so it was lit. You know, yesterday was November 10th. So, you know, next year, anybody want to buy me a present, I will link you. However, so left A&T, started working. One thing led to another, and I'm here. All of my life choices, all of my decisions that I have made have led me to this one moment.
Don't do me on this. Don't do me on this first one.
This is our first episode, so we are using rock band microphones because I'm an eclectic person. Like, that's one thing you may or may not learn. You can ask any of my friends if they ever listened to any type of rock music before they met me. And guess what? I put a lot of them on. So
A word.
I mean, listen, rock band can change lives. So shout out rock band. I love y'all, man. Like, I haven't played y'all in so long because I got to get a new PlayStation, but it's cool.
I haven't played in so long because I suck at it. So,
and you know what? And that's okay. It's not for everybody, you know. But it's for me. And that's that. Yeah. So, rock band, if y'all hearing this, you know, I would love to come and visit y'all one day. And just maybe take a tour of the facility and, I don't know, maybe test out one of the new songs. I'm really a drummer, but I can play all the instruments on expert pretty much. So I've never been to an expo because, you know, for one reason or another, but, you know, I just want y'all to maybe consider. But shout out y'all because y'all changed my life low key. Like, I've been playing Rock Band since Rock Band 2. It's been a minute. I mean, I played Rock Band 2, 3, 4, Beatles Rock Band, Green Day Rock Band. Like, I've played Rock Band 1. I played like all the rock bands. I've spent so much money on like downloaded content. I've spent hundreds of dollars on songs for Rock Band. Hundreds of dollars. Like, if I went back and looked at the transactions,
that's dedication.
Yes, I have over. Now, granted, it's nowhere near like the total library that Rock Band has, but all the songs that I like, I buy. Like, if they got it, I buy it. And so
before Apple Music, that was me.
Right. And then
I'd be on iTunes. Ooh, I like that song.
Right. Okay. And then that doesn't even include that's just money I spent on PlayStation 4. That doesn't include when I was playing Rock Band on my Xbox 360 and all those songs that I couldn't get back because I switched consoles.
Right.
So then I had to go back and repurchase songs that I had already bought and stuff. Some of the songs that I bought aren't even available in the store anymore. It's crazy, man. It's cool. It's neither here nor there. Like, I just love Rock Band that much. It really just like changed my life. Actually started playing Guitar Hero first.
Oh, now that's one thing I could not.
The first 2 Guitar Heroes were made by Harmonix, and then they decided to branch off and do their own thing. That's when they came out with Rock Band. They were the first ones to come out with a music game that included the drum instrument.
That's fucking amazing, man.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I don't know, man. Maybe somebody from Harmonix is actually listening to this, but I genuinely just love y'all. Y'all are just amazing. You literally have changed many lives pretty much based on this game, because the way I have put new people onto the song, even to the franchise. Some people didn't even play Rock Band at first, and they tried it, and then they started playing it and liking it. I got a whole group of people that I could get together, and we would all just get together and have a great time and play. I know some people when we started we had to play on easy, and I have progressed on every instrument from easy to expert. And the last one that I had to master was the mic, and I'm still trying to master it. But I love the challenge of it. You've even inspired me to maybe one day even learn how to play a real drum set, so I can like do some cover songs of some of the songs that I like.
Testimony.
So I just want y'all to know that I love y'all. This is just a testimony to what you all have created for me and what you have done for me in my life. So I just want to say that I appreciate y'all. Even if I don't ever hear from y'all ever, I'm still going to appreciate y'all. And I'm off my soapbox on that. So,
but that's dope though. That's an experience, and it's like I don't think we sometimes think about that.
Right.
Like I think about me and Pokemon and the fact that I've played every generation, and like I remember getting refund check in college and going to get me like a 3DS,
right?
So I could play the next one, and I got a Switch just so I can play the next one, you know. And so it's interesting how just the connection that you make with a video game,
right? And
it's like, think about the intention, like the love of music that you have and how it was enhanced through Rock Band, or the love of adventure. And for some kids, Pokemon was something that they were in control of. They got to make their choices. They got to work hard and persevere to be the champion. And I remember cussing some champions out.
Okay.
And things like that. And so it's funny where it takes you, and those are those pure moments,
right?
Of just, I don't know, happiness and just being here, in the moment. So that's dope. Like it brings things to your attention in that way. Like, damn.
Right. it kind of brings everything full circle.
Right. And right.
It kind of makes you think about things that have kind of changed your life like that. And you're just like, dang, like that's crazy. Like I never really thought about it like that. Yeah. So that's a lot about me. So let's switch gears a little bit. My 3 goals. So we said we both were gonna do 3 goals, and then we're gonna do a check-in here in a few months. So we got 1 goal for the podcast, 1 personal goal, and 1 professional goal, right? So my podcast goal is to maybe we want to have these goals accomplished by March. Okay. Let's come back and check on these goals in March, right? So podcast goal, I want to have at least 50 followers by March. Hopefully more, but at least 50 followers by March, right? 1 personal goal is I want to save $1,000. That's going to be the toughest one for me. So I got to be disciplined and, make my sacrifices and, do what I got to do. Right. And then 1 professional goal is I want to either get a promotion at work or find a better job. In March, it'll be my 1-year anniversary at my current company. So you have more negotiation. Yeah. So, I could probably, if any store manager positions came open in the city, I probably would apply for it. So at least 50 followers, save $1,000, and promotion or job offer.
Those are doable.
I told you my name. I told you where I'm from. I told you some of my credentials, and I gave you my goals. So I'm gonna turn it over to Brandon Morrison, B Mo. Y'all can call me EB, whatever. It don't matter.
I got what? Brandon number 2 when we were OSLs.
Right. Brandon number 1. Don't matter.
B-Mo. I don't know when that started, but I've been going by that, I think, since then, since college. Again, my name is Brandon Morrison. I am a North Carolina born and raised child, about an hour from here in Statesville, North Carolina. I lived in Iredell County, so Mooresville or Statesville, until I went to college. I would say, I think when I got into A&T, that may have been the first time I could ever remember going to Greensboro. I didn't really go many places. I didn't travel a lot. I went to an early college, and even though, I don't have the most, how can I say this? I don't have the ultimate respect for billionaires. My early college was funded by the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. So, I have, a little bit of wavering when it comes to those, but I guess we'll talk about that at a later time. But, so my senior year was a 5-year program. I got my associates in science. I wanted to go to college, become a biology teacher, and come back to my high school and teach. So I applied for the North Carolina Teaching Fellow Scholarship, which was a partial tuition scholarship for people who wanted to be teachers. And if you got the scholarship, I think it was only, I want to say a couple hundred each year were accepted. So if you got the scholarship, I think all the UNC schools in the UNC system were available. They had a program and you could go to it. So before I got Teaching Fellows, I went to a college fair, and this is the first college fair I've ever been to. And I met people from WSSU, Central, A&T, I think Livingstone, like a lot of them. But I thought I was going to NC State. Like, I knew I was going to NC State. And then when I was applying for Teaching Fellows, I had to rank my colleges. And I was sitting there, and I still remember this. I had stuff sitting in my bag, and I'm like, Lord, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. The bag falls over, and North Carolina Central stuff falls out. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. Thank you, Jesus. So I chose Central as number 1. I chose A&T as number 2. Winston-Salem State does not have a Teaching Fellows program, so Winston-Salem State wasn't a choice there. At least I don't think so. So fast forward to near the end of the year, I took my SATs, of course. I said I was only going to take them once because that 5-hour test was probably some of the worst testings I'd have ever had in my entire life. I said I can't do that again. But my scores were high enough, and everything played out. I went to A&T for biology education. I was the only biology education student in my class. And there was only 2, I think, in Barnes at the time. So I ended up going through some things. Chemistry whooped my ass horribly for 2 years. But, at the end of the day, I said I knew I had to do what I had to do, or I had to make some decisions. And so I remember near the end of my sophomore year in the spring semester, we had University Day. And with University Day, they brought like elementary school students from Hampton over to A&T. And so with that, I was walking with a group of elementary students, and I was talking to one of the teachers that was with them. And, just talking about how, I wanted to go back to my old high school and replace and everything like that. And I told her one of the reasons I wanted to teach was because I wanted to be a gatekeeper. Like one of the last things that could stop a student from wanting to drop out. And she said something so profound to me, and I tell people this all the time. She said, "That's great." She said, "But what if you caught them before they even got there?" And whoo! that just stirred me up so badly, and I could not let it go, and that was 2012. And that just shook me up so badly, and I changed my major to elementary education. And I don't regret it. I always had a stronger connection with the School of Education because I didn't feel isolated. Right. And it was nothing that really the biology department could do. There were just no other students like me. So, I had to, I was drawn more to School of Education. That's where Teaching Fellows was and things like that. That's when I built my families with. So I switched. Now I'm in year 6 of teaching. So
hey, that's crazy.
Yeah, fast forward through all my I'm a storyteller, so
Same.
I go off.
Same.
So that's the one and only thing I really have to say about myself besides what you heard about college. 3 goals. A podcast goal. I want to take feedback and make the next episode better. And then continue that. Personal goal. I want to find a way to be able to have consistent therapy appointments. Like maybe just 2 a month, 1 every 2 weeks or something like that. Professional goal, I actually have a conference that I'm going to next month, December 10th in Raleigh, and I've already ordered my business cards. So I want to make at least one networking connection that I develop a consistent or, more of a more than one time back and forth communication. Right. So I keep that connection strong. So I think I can do that.
So pretty much like a professional friend, kind of.
Yeah, or like like a partner that I know once I start making those bigger professional goals, right. I know that I can get input from and also opportunities possibly.
Surround yourself with people who are better than you so
that's
you can
it.
Get
That's
to
it.
where you want to go.
Yeah. Or, like the ones that have honed their crafts and their respective crafts, but honed them to the point where I can have that mentorship or even that apprenticeship, like just to shadow them and learn from them to get where I want to go. So then I can start giving back like I want to.
Absolutely.
Which is some more.
Right. Honestly, I don't know what we were supposed to be talking about today. Like I guess we were just gonna freestyle it. Maybe we just keep this episode just introducing ourselves. Yeah, I talked about Rock Band for like 10 minutes. So
it was dope to me though.
Yeah, I talked about Rock Band for
like
10
live
minutes.
for nostalgic moments.
So that was my bad. I took up a lot of time with that. But hopefully y'all learned something about us. I guess we should talk about like what we want to do with this podcast. We want to bring awareness to issues that you may not be aware of. We want to try to provide solutions and help as we go along. So we will definitely try to put some of our professional friends on and have them on the show, and so they can come and tell you about themselves, we can promote them, and they can promote us, and how that goes. So that's what we want to do. We just want to make people more aware of not only what's going on around them, but what's going on in their community. What?
I'm sorry. I burped and I didn't move the microphone. So I can't wait to go back and watch it on the camera. I'm sorry. I'm easily distracted.
That's all right, because that's something that y'all should know too. Like, both of us are easily distracted, and that we know what we're talking about. We have a vision. We have a vision, and we just want to share that vision with y'all, and we want y'all to come with us on this ride, because it's gonna be a ride, and we just want y'all to just be able to follow along. We're gonna be transparent. We gonna do whatever, and also please don't take offense. We're just speaking our point of view. Absolutely.
From our our paradigm, the angle that we've been dealt, the life that we've been dealt, and how we see things. So if you disagree, we are both huge proponents of positive and focused discourse. So if you want to disagree with us, I mean, don't ever feel like there's a need to come at us sideways. Just say, I respectfully disagree, and here's why.
Right.
And we can have a discussion where we don't leave feeling like you've lost or in any type of way. It was more so you were able to have a conversation, for goodness sakes,
right,
without it losing control. So yeah, feedback and responses are how we grow. So even if you don't like the topic, then maybe that one won't show up as often,
right.
yeah, as we go through.
Right, absolutely. We definitely want to talk about stuff that y'all want to hear. We don't want to always just talk about what we want to talk about. And maybe one day maybe once we gain some followers, we could do like we can start doing like live tweet sessions, and then we can start doing like maybe like a call in, like, hey, y'all call this number,
right?
And we can.
And folks get to see how I cannot multitask.
Okay, so yeah, so we like I said, we have ideas. We have ideas, and we are definitely open to new ideas. And if y'all want us to come and y'all want us to research something and then come back on the next episode and talk about it, be our guest. If you tell us you want to come in, well, let me backtrack on that, because we have to discuss what I was about to say before we try to present that. However, yeah, man, we here to rock with y'all, and we just hope y'all want to rock with us. We are all human, and at the end of the day, we are all going on to meet the same maker, or maybe we aren't. Who knows? But
another discussion.
Okay, for another day. Haters gonna hate, lovers gonna love, but I don't even want none of the above.
Okay.
If you're a real nigga, you know what the next line is. If you a real nigga, you know what the next line
Child,
is.
you know mine is 3LW.
If you don't,
Players,
play, ask in the comments, and somebody will get you together. I promise.
Always, as always.
So, everybody, this is the first step to a new journey, and a journey that we've never been on, and a journey that we are still in and on. So,
and this conversation is
to be continued. Oh, we lit.